Tonight on our News, live at 7, with PLP candidates already declaring their intentions, everyone's asking the timeline for the Free National Movement. The party's leader says the selection process is still ongoing, but insists it will not hinder the party's progress. But first, we dig into a quiet Acklins community turned upside down as a 23-year-old man behind bars charged with shooting and beheading his own father. We'll tell you more about the case and the teen accused of helping hide the body. Plus, Belinda Wilson stays on to lead the 3-year-old Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress. Tonight, the re-elected president outlines how her Congress will keep pushing for teachers and affiliates' concerns nationwide. Then in our News at 7:30, with extra vetting slowing U.S. visa interviews, the British High Commissioner says now's the time for Bahamian students looking overseas to give UK universities a closer look. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. Just days before Randolph Fox Labor Day, Belinda Wilson stepping back into her role as head of the Bahamas National Alliance of Trade Union Congress with a renewed focus on workers' rights. Wilson, who also leads Bahamas Union of Teachers, first helped launch the alliance in May 2022 as a way to unite 9 smaller unions under one stronger voice. And now, with Labor Day arriving soon, she's doubling down on ensuring that every Bahamian worker knows exactly what's at stake. Our Berthany McDermott has the full story in about 5 minutes. But before we get to that, we go now to the latest in a story we've been following as a man now behind bars for allegedly killing his father in the quiet community of Acklins. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Shanton Ferguson shot 57-year-old Sean Ferguson on May 25th. Then they say he beheaded him. A 16-year-old boy is accused of helping Ferguson hide the body. That teenager is now out on $9,000 bail. Ferguson, however, was denied bail. Investigators say they found the businessman's remains in separate shallow graves the next day. When both appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr., they did not enter pleas. Both are due back in court on August 28th. That's when they'll receive voluntary bill of indictment papers, which will fast-track the case to the Supreme Court. And we'll certainly be following this case and keep you updated as the story develops. And the Pinewood Gardens community shaken again Monday just before noon as neighbors say they heard gunshots, then saw a red Nissan Cube crash into nearby bushes. Inside was a man who police say was shot multiple times. He was rushed to hospital where he remains in serious condition. Dozens of residents gathered at a community park, stunned by what they had witnessed. It's the second shooting there in just 2 days. On Sunday, 2 men were shot nearby. One victim, who has been identified as 30-year-old Philip Ferguson, later died from his injuries. Police say the other victim, a 28-year-old man, is in stable condition. Meanwhile, a 30-year resident who did not want to be identified told our News she's worried about the spike in gun violence.
Made me scared. I don't know what's going on because, we was quiet for a little while. I don't know where this retaliation come from. I don't know. And then I have little small grandchildren, you know what I mean? So, whoever it is, they don't respect children. They don't respect elderly people. They don't check, I don't know what to say. I'm right now, I'm distraught right now. I'm still in a frenzy where I'm very scared and I'm really concerned.
All right, we turn our attention now to politics as Progressive Liberal Party members begin announcing their intentions ahead of the next vote. All eyes have shifted to the Free National Movement and just when it will ratify candidates. It's a question that loomed over the party's annual fair Saturday, where our Danielle Miller spoke with the party's leader.
The reality is, if you're in government and you are already holding 32 of the 39 seats, one would think that you have the majority of your candidates ready. We are I believe we're doing a wonderful job vetting the persons who've come forward.
That's leader of the opposition and Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, addressing concerns from some members of the public who may be concerned about when the party will begin ratifying candidates for the next general election, noting that Candidate selection is a stringent process consisting of interviews and background investigations. He confirmed at least 90 of the 100 applicants have completed their interviews. If elected, he says a Pintard-led administration will consist of an array of members, including women, veterans, and young professionals at the forefront.
65% of the population is under 25. And the reality is, in the Free National Movement, we have so many talented young people who ought to be strategically placed in cabinet, running major corporations, representing us overseas. So certainly you're going to see a new cadre of leaders.
Though the selection process is still ongoing, Pintard insists it will not hinder the party's progress, touting a united F&M that is eager for the next general election.
As far as we're concerned, we have an army that is ready, that every day is seeking to be better than we were yesterday, more responsive to the needs of Bahamians, addressing the core issues that matter to Bahamians, education, the cost of living, healthcare, crime, immigration. All of these are critical issues.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks for that, Danielle. And now to Belinda Wilson, already at the helm of Bahamas Union of Teachers, and has now secured another term leading Bahamas National Alliance of Trade Union Congress. She told our Berthany McDermott that despite ongoing challenges, the 3-year-old umbrella union remains laser focused on one thing, and that's fighting for its 9 union affiliates.
The Bahamas National Alliance of Trade Union Congress has re-elected Belinda Wilson as president of the nation's newest umbrella union. And according to Wilson, the plan is to continue serving the 9 affiliate unions under her belt. Back in May 2022, Wilson, who is also the Bahamas Union of Teachers president, announced the formation of the new Congress. Wilson says the Congress will continue to guide its affiliates.
And we are there for support for them and to help to give guidance as we try to represent our various unions to the best and associations to the best of our ability.
The BNATUC joined 2 existing ones, the Trade Union Congress and the National Congress of Trade Unions. Bahamas Public Services Union President Kimsley Ferguson serves as the BNATUC's first vice president. The BNATUC includes the Airport Airline and Allied Workers Union, the Bahamas Financial Services Union, the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, the Bahamas Public Services Union, the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union, the Bahamas Union of Teachers, the Police Staff Association, and the Correctional Officer Staff Association. Over the past years, Wilson says the Congress has been consistently having quarterly meetings with the Minister of Labor and the Public Service.
Something that we also appreciate as a Congress is that some of the legislation that the government is looking at for the Industrial Relations Act, for the Employment Act, we've been able to have our input.
Meanwhile, Wilson explains there are still outstanding concerns for the BNATUC. One of them is the system which Wilson says the government plans to roll out this August to manage human resources and accounting for the more than 20,000 civil servants.
Today we met with the consultants for Oracle, so we have major concerns about the implementation of Oracle, and we've demanded that when we come back in the room, the financial secretary be present. The permanent secretary for the Ministry of Finance be present. We want persons who are in the room who are able to make decisions.
Reporting for our news, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Berthany. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, I see it's 80 and muggy. The rain has come. I know we've been looking for the rain.
Praying
it's
for it.
finally come.
Praying
so
for
we are glad about it.
Yeah, and we are going to see another day, possibly even 2 days more of some showers, but we'll tell you all about that later on in the forecast. But it is muggy on the outside, mostly cloudy skies. 80 degrees is our current temperature. Winds out of the south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 83. Temperatures right now around the islands, all in the 80s, 80 in Freeport, 81 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 80s again once Great Harbour Key here in the capital and the Governor's Harbour. 2 stations, Alistown, Bimini, or 2 islands actually, Nichols, San Andreas, 79, 81 in Kemps Bay, Black Point, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, and in Port Nelson, 70 in Coburg Towns in Salvador, Arthurstown, Cat Island, 79. Southeast Bahamas, all in the 80s there again, but a little warmer. Temperatures 83 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Kern Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, 82s, 84, Abrams Bay, Providencial, Tricks and Kickers Island. Look at Matthew Taninago. Very warm, 88 degrees at this hour. Satellite radar composite. The setup right now, we do have an unsettled weather pattern, upper level disturbance moving across area, a lot of moisture in place, and we have a boundary that's trapping that moisture, keeping us wet across most of the northwest and central Bahamas. Some of those showers making it into the southeast as well. We will see this once again tomorrow, but we do expect some Saharan dust to be getting in here sometime by the middle to the later part of the week. We'll tell you what's going to happen in your weekend forecast and how things will be shaping up when that Saharan dust gets back in here. We'll tell you about that later on in our forecast.
Coming up in sports, regional prelims are officially in the books, and we'll tell you which Bahamians are headed to Hayward Field for the NCAA Track and Field Outdoor Nationals.
Season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Bernardo Dorset. That's John Martinutt. Let's do show. From individual program record holders to relay contributors at the NCAA regional prelim rounds, several Bahamians have secured their spots among the nation's elite collegiate competitors. The next step for this group of qualified athletes, the 2025 NCAA D1 Outdoor Track and Field Championships, June 11th to 14th at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. Anthea Charlton of the Florida Gators leads the contingent, having qualified in 3 events. Javonia Valcourt of the Tennessee Volunteers earned her spot in the 400 meters, recording a time of 51.16 seconds. Oscar Smith of Louisiana Tech advanced in the 110-meter hurdles. In the field events, Keyshawn Strachan of the Nebraska Cornhuskers qualified in the javelin with his throw of 76.97 meters at the West Regional. Also in the West, Zion Campbell of the Minnesota Golden Gophers advanced as a member of the 4x1 team, which clocked a time of 39.07 seconds.
For the second time this season, Texas Rangers prospect Sebastian Walcott and Arizona Diamondbacks prospect Christian Robinson went head-to-head in AA Texas League baseball action. Walcott's Frisco Rough Riders dominated the series, winning 5 of the 6 games over Robinson's Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Remember when Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty lost their first game of the preseason and there were some murmurs about a championship hangover? The Liberty not only moved to 7-0 Sunday night, but opened the Commissioner's Cup with a 152 win over the Connecticut Sun at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Franco Miller Jr. and FIBWI Palma have earned promotion to Spain's second division of pro basketball, Primera FEB. The club capped a dramatic playoff run with a comeback victory over Huesca. Palmer bounced back from a 3-point loss in the first leg to win the second game 80-70 and secured their place in the Primera FEB for the upcoming season.
That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as police swarm Boulder, Colorado after an attack the FBI says was targeted. Plus, U.S. President Donald Trump doubled steel and aluminum tariffs. Prices set to soar. And former U.S. President Joe Biden says, "I feel good," in his first public comments about his ongoing cancer treatment. The story when our news returns.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Last week, the principal, Mr. Bethel, reached out to us and asked for a total of 5 laptops after further investigation that he needed more to complete the computer lab. And now we're here today to donate.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and...
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Police in Boulder, Colorado say they arrested a man Sunday after an attack that left multiple people with burns near the Pearl Street Mall. Boulder Police Chief Stephen Redfern called information very preliminary but confirmed dispatchers reported someone setting people on fire. FBI Director Kash Patel labeled it a targeted terror attack, and Colorado's Attorney General Phil Weiser said it appears to be a hate crime. Officials say the motive remains under investigation amid U.S. tensions over Israel and Gaza. Now, the man who was arrested over a suspected act of terrorism has appeared in court to face 16 state counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of the use of an incendiary device, and 16 counts of attempted use of an incendiary device. And U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to double steel and aluminum tariffs to 50% takes effect Wednesday. And experts say consumers will see higher prices. Economists say manufacturers will pass on the added costs and predict cars could run $2,000 to $4,000 pricier, while canned goods like soup or soda may jump about a penny a can. State officials say past levies pushed appliance costs up to 5 to 10%, far above inflation, but the White House says the move protects U.S. procedures. Defense attorneys intensified their challenge of Sean Combs' former assistant, known as Mia, on why she never reported the alleged assaults to police or sought medical help despite claiming Combs slammed her arm in a door. They highlighted her flattering texts about Combs and noted she only disclosed the abuse to federal prosecutors 6 months after meeting them and after a civil lawsuit by model Cassie Ventura went public. Mia maintained she was in shock and feared repercussions. Combs is accused of being the ringleader of an alleged enterprise that abused, threatened, and coerced women into prolonged drug-fueled sexual orgies with male prostitutes, which he called freak-offs, and then threatened them into silence. Combs faces life in prison. He denies all charges, calling his lifestyle consensual. And former U.S. President Joe Biden told reporters Friday he is optimistic after his office announced he has aggressive prostate cancer with a bone metastasis. He said the prognosis is good, noting that he'll begin treatment and his family is upbeat. At a Memorial Day service in Delaware, Biden called for unity and honored his late son, Bo, saying, "Our troops don't wear a uniform that says I'm a Democrat or a Republican. It says I'm an American." Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was June 2nd. Then in our news at 7:30, with forecasters warning of a hyperactive season, the Disaster Risk Management Authority says getting ready now is your best defense. We'll tell you government's nationwide push to keep every family safe. And tonight we're spotlighting a young man who proves age is just a number. At 10 years old, he's already an author. We'll tell you his first fantasy book and what inspired his storytelling when our news returns.
For the stormy season, don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Joshua Williams.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1941, Pan Am's first flight from Miami landed at Nassau's Oaks Field at 10:25 a.m., then returned to Miami about an hour later. In 1987, a National Enquirer photo of then U.S. Senator Gary Hart with Donna Rice and Bimini sitting on his lap fueled controversy during his presidential run, though both said it was innocent. Then in 2012, an armed inmate shot a police officer at Princess Margaret Hospital and escaped, only to be rearrested hours later on Bimini Avenue.
He is in custody, and he was arrested at Bimini Avenue just a short time ago. And you'll get more information on that later.
We are there to serve, and sometimes these things happen, but that will not deter us.
In 2015, then opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis slammed then Prime Minister Perry Christie's Stronger Bahamas campaign as a copy of his own New Bahamas plan.
LP cannot come up with any genuine ideas of their own. They took from us New Bahamas and called it Strong. I think that is a complete insult to the Bahamian populace. But Christy Dawes has been insulting the Bahamian populace repeatedly. From they came in office, they've been insulting the Bahamian populace.
And in 2017 was the Sorando Fox Labor Day March under the theme, A Decent Work for Decent Pay, putting a spotlight on workers' rights.
This is a wonderful occasion for the trade union movement in the Bahamas. We've been trying for many years now, and I'm so happy Mr. Obie Ferguson, Mr. Bernard Evans have decided to unify as a group.
Well, as you know, the labor movement was birthed by and through the PLP, or the PLP was birthed from the labor movement, and we cannot see this day at all to anyone, and so we are out here showing our support for labor and for the workers in this country.
To mark World Ecotourism Day, local British High Commissioner Tom Hartley says he's trading in a quick flight for a 17-hour mail boat challenge en route to this year's Long Island Regatta from June 4th through 7th. Of course, the flight is much faster, but by choosing the traditional sea route, Hartley says he's aiming for an authentic Bahamian experience while cutting down on emissions.
For many Bahamians, this is their lived experience, and for lots of Brits, lots of British backpackers, this is the sort of ecotourism they really want to enjoy. I think it's really important for me to be able to highlight to the UK and to British tourists that this is a great way to get around. You don't have to fly around the archipelago. You can get a boat. There's a great experience. There's welcoming people. You know, there's 5-star Bahamians on there who I'm really looking forward to spending the day with.
Now, the Long Island Regatta is a highlight for sailing enthusiasts and lovers of Bahamian culture alike, as each year it blends thrilling races with local traditions, and Hartley sharing what he's most looking forward to this year.
It's home turf for New Legend, so I'll be supporting New Legend as the Long Island boat. I'm going to see the regatta in the next couple of days, but I'm also really grateful to the Ministry of Tourism. They're going to, after seeing the island administrator, I'm going to obviously get Dean's Blue Hole. Really pleased to see the museum, to go and see St. Agnes Church, second oldest church in the country. So there's going to be lots of really fun things to do.
And 700 Wines and Spirits in the Caves Village recently transformed into an African safari. It was all part of Commonwealth Brewery Limited's splashy debut of its new premium South African wine and cider lineup, the Distill portfolio. CBL says the addition of Distill marks a significant milestone in its beverage strategy, expanding its offerings beyond beer and spirits, introducing a fresh, diverse range of wines tailored to the evolving Bahamian palate. CBL says the collaboration made possible through Heineken's 2021 acquisition of a majority stake in Distill. The company says that transaction was finalized in 2023. All right, if you want to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Natalia Hall. She's up with the latest headlines. Natalia?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
The wine sounds interesting.
I'm sitting here thinking, maybe I need to stop by 700 before I go, but I believe they're closed already.
Get two.
Wait, which one?
Anyone would get two.
Did you say anyone?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Thanks so much, Kat.
I'll send you pictures. I'll take a picture of what they've got on the shelf so you can decide.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Kat. Well, coming up, find out government's nationwide push to keep every family safe. Plus, stay tuned to meet a 10-year-old author. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, with U.S. student visa interviews on hold, the UK is reminding Bahamians its doors are wide open. The British High Commissioner shares why now is the time to take a second look. Also, a former police officer is cleared of firearm and ammunition charges. We have details from the courtroom coming up. Plus, the 2025 hurricane season is here, and officials say now's the time to prepare. The Disaster Risk Management Authority shares key tips to stay safe. And later, have a plan for your home. And that's the message from Bahamas Air, Sea, and Rescue Association's Captain Cameron Gibson, as several entities join forces to get Grand Bahama storm ready. The story when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. While the U.S. has put a pause on student visa interviews to carry out extra vetting, the door to the United Kingdom remains wide open for those seeking higher education. The British High Commissioner telling our news that Bahamians starting their college journey should use this opportunity to give the UK another look. Our Joshua Williams tells us more.
United Kingdom High Commissioner in the Bahamas Tom Hartley says United Kingdom would welcome Bahamian students not able to get into a U.S. university following a pause on student visa appointments. And with many of them not knowing what classroom they'll sit in this upcoming fall, Hartley says Bahamian students shouldn't worry. Opportunities are available in the UK.
We try and do everything we can to facilitate visas, to help them with tuition fees and connect them up to universities that can provide scholarships. We ourselves have two huge sets of scholarships that we do. One is called the Chevening Scheme. We're about to announce that in the next couple of weeks, who are the 5 Bahamians who have got a full ride scholarship to go to the UK.
The Trump administration's order to direct U.S. embassies to pause new interviews has left freshman international students in a frenzy. An official memo said social media vetting would be stepped up for student and foreign exchange visas, which would have significant implications for embassies and consulates. And while Bahamians traditionally prefer U.S. schools, Hartley says the UK has much to offer.
Oh, well, the UK is the best universities in the world. Well, if you want to study law, you want to study medicine, you want to study forensic science, you want to study economics, the best schools in the world are in the UK. And lots of Bahamians 20, 30 years ago, most Bahamians 20, 30 years ago would have chosen the UK schools. And so just ask your parents, ask your aunties, and they'll tell you how good UK schools are.
And while it's June, Hartley says it's not too late to get started. Here's how you can find out more information.
Follow our social media, which is UK in the Bahamas, or I'm Diplo Tom. We on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we share a lot of the opportunities. Also, the UK website is gov.uk. You can search on there, and there's tons of opportunities advertised on our national website.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, a magistrate has acquitted a former police constable of firearm and ammunition possession. Drayon Henfield, the son of Free National Movement Senator Darren Henfield, was fired from the Royal Bahamas Police Force following his arrest on March 12, 2024. Prosecutors allege that Henfield was found with a Glock .45 Springfield pistol along with 14 rounds of ammunition while at the Tight Pocket Bar in southwestern New Providence. Gun Court Magistrate Lennox Colby Sr. dismissed the case after finding the prosecution had not proved its case. Well, a 32-year-old man is facing charges in relation to a recent shooting on Harbor Island. Prosecutors say Marvin Williams fired on a car carrying Henrika Solomon and Sion Duncombe. Solomon was hit and airlifted to New Providence for treatment. In court before Chief Magistrate Roberto Rackley, Williams faced attempted murder and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. He was denied bail and returned to court on August 28 for a voluntary bill of indictment papers. Well, a near fatal traffic accident unfolded in the early morning hours on Sunday. The crash happened around 4:33. CCTV footage capturing this moment. 2 cars collided at the intersection of Market Street and Bahama Avenue. The video shows a red car speeding by an intersection before slamming into a white car and flipping into a nearby wall. The violent crash bringing area residents outside their homes, as some even tried to help the driver of the crashed car. Moments after the crash, a passenger crawled out of the wreckage and fell to the ground before getting up a few moments later. The incident was not reported by police, and the driver's condition is not known. Well, we're days into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, and with forecasters predicting an active hurricane season, the Disaster Risk Management Authority says preparation is key to staying safe. Minister of State in the Office of Prime Minister Leon Lundy says government is ramping up efforts across the country. Our Delvardo Emmanuel reports.
With forecasters predicting 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes, the 2025 hurricane season is shaping up to be more active than usual. But Minister responsible for disaster risk management, Leon Lundy, says the country isn't waiting for a storm to prepare.
This year, in addition to our nationwide exercise, we are for the first time conducting region-specific exercises, ensuring that each island command center is tailored and trained for the unique challenges of its location.
There's also renewed focus on emergency shelters. For the first time, the National Shelter List includes capacity and accessibility information, helping families make safer choices.
This data collection allows us not only to plan better, but also to identify and address shelter gaps across the entire country. I am especially proud to announce that the landmark Marsh Harbor Hurricane Shelter will be ready to protect the people of Abaco during this hurricane season.
The state-of-the-art shelter in Abaco isn't just for a storm. It will also serve as a community hub when the skies are clear.
Purpose-built to withstand winds in excess of 200 miles per hour, this shelter has passed all Ministry of Works inspections.
Other upgrades include new satellite phones and Starlink technology for reliable communication. A new disaster alert system modeled after Marcos Alert will now push crucial information directly to mobile devices.
This means critical warnings, watches, and evacuation orders can now be sent directly to your mobile devices, enabling faster action and saving lives.
Minister Lundy is urging all Bahamians to act now, know your shelter, secure your home, and have a family plan in place. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much, Delvado. Well, Grand Bahama came together over the weekend as the Bahamas Air Sea Rescue Association teamed up with Alive and Costrite to share critical safety tips ahead of the new hurricane season. The theme, it takes a village to keep a community safe. The event zeroed in on practical hurricane preparedness, from crafting a solid emergency plan to staying connected. Basra Director of Disaster Preparedness and Hurricane Response, Captain Cameron Gibson, says they're pushing 6 key tips, but believes the most important one is having a plan.
Our 5 other tips are creating an emergency kit that has all of the essentials that you need, staying informed, protecting your home, knowing your evacuation zone, and staying connected. The role that Basra plays, we're a part of the Grand Bahama Disaster Committee, and we are primarily a search and rescue response agency. We need as many members as we can get. On top of that, we use assets in the field to carry out search and rescue, so we're still trying to get our own seaplane that allow us to facilitate search and rescue operations more efficiently. And we're also always accepting donations of life vests and any type of assets that we can use in marine search and rescue.
Strategic Partners Coordinator for Alive in the Family Islands, Imani Roberts, says they're also doing their part.
If it's load sharing or if the power goes off or during the hurricane itself, we will have the MiFis that will keep you connected to our service while the storm is happening, as long as it is charged. So we're trying to make sure that everyone knows this this information, and we partnered with Basra and Costrite so that you can get things at really great prices. You can get your membership. You can shop here with or without a membership, but of course with the membership you get the really good prices at Costrite. And then Basra, the persons who are here during, after, and before the hurricane, just to let you know exactly what steps you need to take during and after the hurricanes. We just wanted to make sure that the community knows and understands that we are here to help. We are here during the storm, after the storm.
All right, well, lots of rain to start the work week. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center live with your first look at weather. Greg, tough Monday.
Well, the setup is we have an upper level disturbance in place, lots of moisture, and we also have a boundary to the north. That's going to keep us with a little bit of an unsettled weather pattern for at least another day before things start to clear up. 80 degrees outside our studios right now in the mostly cloudy skies. We will call it muggy. South winds at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 83. Temperatures right now across the northwest Bahamas and the cloudy skies. It's 80 in Freeport, 80 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco here in the capital and in Governor's Harbor. 79 Alistown, Bimini, Nichols, San Andros, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 81. Central Bahamas, more 80s popping up there with 81s. Kemps Bay, Black Point, Georgetown, Deadman's, Keyport, Nelson, 79 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, yeah, with thunderstorm nearby with 80 degrees. And in the southeast Bahamas, more 80s again with 83. Duncan Town, Ragged Island, pair of 82s. Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay, Meguana, and Providenciales, Tricks and Caicos Island, also 84, 88. The warm spot, Matthew Town, Inagua, deep south. Here's the setup. As I mentioned, boundary to the north, that's keeping or trapping a lot of moisture across our area. We also have an upper level disturbance moving across us. That's just generating some showers and thunderstorms. The Department of Meteorology put out severe thunderstorm warnings for this area. We are going to see this continue for at least another day. Then we expect some Saharan dust to get in here. That should dry things out for the rest of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, it's the deal that could reshape Grand Bahama's economy, but can it deliver? An RF Bank and Trust executive weighs in on the Grand Lucayan deal and the Grand Bahama International Airport. Plus, over 500 job seekers showed up at the Lyndon Pinling International Airport and the Department of Labor's annual job fair. The story when our news continues.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Somewhere's Plaza, got it going on, yeah. Somewhere's Plaza, one-stop shopping is here. For the family, community, for me. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us. Shop, 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 we've got so many stores. Shop, shop, our prices are right. Come spend the day, bring the family. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
More than 3 weeks after the Davis administration announced a $120 million sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort to U.S.-based firm Concord Wilshire, questions remain about whether this long-awaited deal will truly spark Grand Bahama's economic revival. The buyer has a decades-long track record of real estate development across the United States and has pledged a total of $827 million redevelopment investment into the resort. Government projects the creation of 1,300 construction jobs and 1,750 permanent jobs once the resort is operational. David Slatter, Group Head of Investment and Vice President at RF Bank and Trust, says he understands the skepticism but believes the developments could be meaningful. He also shared his views on the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama International Airport.
By virtue of what's happened in the past, there's also this fear that we're a year out of an election. You know, is this an election ploy? I really hope not, because it's key for Grand Bahama. So getting that Al-Lucaia deal completed, getting, you know, I think people in Grand Bahama, when they see, you know, backhoes in the ground and they see actual change on the ground, then they'll become a little more convinced that it's for real. But if you look back when Celebration Key was talked about, it was the same thing, right? Oh, yeah, okay. But July is when they go live. They're selling cruises. Carnival Cruise Lines is selling cruises for July for Celebration Key. So as far as they're concerned, that will be live in July. So hopefully Al-Lucaia turns out to be a deal that the buyer follows through with. Chatting with some of my contacts, I mean, I think my understanding is the government definitely has the airport squarely in their focus, and they realize the importance of it for Grand Bahama. And I think they realize the importance of it as an election issue. So having some material, decisions made and starting to see changes take place prior to the next election is key for the government. So hopefully they're sufficiently motivated to make something real happen between now and next year.
Well, the Nassau Airport Development Company and the Department of Labor recently teamed up for NAD's second annual job fair. 16 food, beverage, and retail concessionaires from the Lynden Pinling International Airport set up at the National Training Agency, drawing over 500 eager job seekers. Employers conducted on-the-spot interviews. NAD's marketing coordinator is Charlotte Knowles-Thompson.
We asked them to broaden your horizon. Speak to everybody because you never know where the opportunity presents itself. This is a moment for you to find gainful employment and to be a part of something bigger than yourself, which is LPIA. At NAD, we are looking for exceptional candidates, persons who will be engaging, persons who will go above and beyond.
This job fair is a part of NAD's ongoing commitment to support airport stakeholders while enhancing the overall guest experience at LPIA. Simone Thurston, manager of the Public Employment Services Unit at the Department of Labor, emphasized her agency's role in helping Bahamians find meaningful employment.
The Department of Labor is in the business of assisting persons with employment opportunity, hence collaboration and partnership. The unemployment rate as it stands is at 8.7%, and we endeavor to decrease that number even further. So today we are happy to be able to assist LPIA in this job fair event.
Coming up in sports, find out which Bahamians are headed to the NCAA D1 Outdoor Nationals. 2 Bahamian prospects go head-to-head in AA baseball, and one of them reaches a career milestone. Meanwhile, JJ and the Liberty continue to look completely unfair.
Plus, a journey through a mythical forest and the imagination of a young Bahamian author. We meet the 10-year-old writer behind Supernova when our news returns. Stay with us.
Last week, the principal, Mr. Bethel, reached out to us and asked for a total of 5 laptops after further investigation that he needed more to complete the computer lab. And now we're here today to donate the full 25 laptops.
We realize in the business of education, we need partners. And companies like General Investment have proven themselves.
They are so excited about this to get the laptops.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucaya solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. From individual program record holders to relay contributors at the NCAA regional prelim rounds, several Bahamians have secured their spots among the nation's elite collegiate competitors. The next step for this group of qualified athletes, the 2025 NCAA D1 Outdoor Track and Field Championships, June 11th to 14th at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. Anthea Charlton of the Florida Gators leads the contingent, having qualified in 3 events. She clocked a personal best of 11.01 seconds in the 100 meters at the East Prelims, setting a new school record. Charlton also secured her place in the long jump with a mark of 6.44 meters and contributed to Florida's 4x1 team, which posted a season's best time of 43.17 seconds. Her teammate Quincy Penn also advanced as part of the 4x1 squad. Javonia Valcourt of the Tennessee Volunteers earned her spot in the 400 meters, recording a time of 51.16 seconds, second in her heat and 5th in the region. She will also be a member of Tennessee's 4x4 team that qualified in 3 minutes 27.76 seconds. Oscar Smith of Louisiana Tech advanced in the 110-meter hurdles. Smith set personal best on consecutive days, first clocking 13.52 in the prelims and then improving to 13.42 in the quarterfinals to secure his place at nationals. In the field events, Keyshawn Strachan of the Nebraska Cornhuskers qualified in the javelin with his throw of 76.97 meters at the West Regional. Also in the West, Zion Campbell of the Minnesota Golden Gophers advanced as a member of the 4x1 team, which clocked a time of 39.07 seconds to advance.
For the second time this season, Texas Rangers prospect Sebastian Walcott and Arizona Diamondbacks prospect Christian Robinson went head-to-head in AA Texas League baseball action. Walcott's Frisco Rough Riders dominated the series, winning 5 of the 6 games over Robinson's Amarillo Sod Poodles. Walcott had several stand-up performances during the series, highlighted on May 30th when he hit 2 home runs, including a leadoff solo shot. It was his first multi-homer game at the AA level. For the series, he hit .318 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and 3 stolen bases. Robinson had a 2 RBI single in Amarillo's sole win of the series on May 28th.
Remember when Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty lost their first game of the preseason and there were some murmurs about a championship hangover? The Liberty not only moved to 7-0 Sunday night, but opened the Commissioner's Cup with a 152 win over the Connecticut Sun at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The 48-point win was the largest margin of victory in franchise history and ties for the second largest win in WNBA history. Jones finished with 13 points and 11 boards. She shot 3 for 4 from 3, and the Liberty matched their own WNBA record by making 19 threes on the night. For the season so far, Jones is averaging 15.7 points and 11.3 boards per game with 5 double-doubles. The Liberty's 7-0 start has also tied their best start in franchise history.
Franco Miller Jr. and FIBWI Palma have earned promotion to Spain's second division of pro basketball, Primera FEB. The club capped a dramatic playoff run with a comeback victory over Huesca. Palma bounced back from a 3-point loss in the first leg to win the second game 80-70 and secured their place in the Primera FEB for the upcoming season. Millard had 7 points in the finale and averaged 10.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game in his rookie season.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. You think people are going to be accustomed to us being in the new spot?
I hope so. I mean, my side looks better than your side.
This is not a competition.
It is.
Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, he's only 10 years old, but his story is already inspiring others. Meet the Abaco author behind the book Supernova when our news continues. Stay with us.
Viewers, Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. when the country stars of tomorrow announce their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV. Experience more.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
This is our news. Welcome back. We are 2 days into the official Atlantic hurricane season. All's quiet out there in the tropics. Not really watching any areas. Far eastern Atlantic, quiet there. A couple of tropical waves coming off the African coast. Nothing showing any organization. The Caribbean, quiet. And then into the Gulf of Mexico, nothing much happening there. But closer to home, we have a real unsettled weather pattern across us. Upper level disturbance triggering some showers and thunderstorms. That combining with the frontal boundary and some abundant moisture. We're looking for this to continue through at least tomorrow, maybe even into early Wednesday. But some Saharan dust will be moving into our area over the course of the next couple of days, and that's going to start to limit the shower activity. But of course, showers and thunderstorms will continue producing some strong to severe thunderstorms at times. So we're asking you to continue to monitor the situation over the next couple of days. Future forecast showing the moisture really across the northwest and portions of the central Bahamas. That will stay in place as that stationary frontal boundary meanders, and that should continue, as I mentioned, into Wednesday. But most of the activity is expected to lift towards the north and away from us. Boating forecast, northwest Bahamas, tonight to tomorrow, your winds will be out of the east to southeast, 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Low tide is at 8:13 tonight. The high tide takes place at 2:23 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, actually this should be including just the southeast Bahamas. Small craft caution in effect, and we do have a high risk of rip currents. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep that wet weather pattern across the board through Wednesday with showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Some clouds hanging around for the remainder of the week, but as I mentioned, Saharan dust getting in here, and then be clear for the weekend. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. Well, tonight we take a dive into the mythical forest of Supernova, a new book written by a 10-year-old author from Abaco.
And at the age of 9, he became an author. His first book is called The Mythical Forest of Supernova, which he wrote just last year. The book tells the tale of 3 teenagers who attend a prestigious high school in search of a hidden mystery.
One particular mystery caught their attention when an odd-looking man said that he knew things about a forest nearby. They wanted to know more about this forest. Was the forest true, or was the forest just a fairy tale?
But what inspired the then 9-year-old to write his first book? Davis says a Tom and Jerry episode and early childhood experiences.
There was an episode where Tom wrote a book and he was proud and happy of himself. What also inspired me is when I was younger, I used to write in the back of my mom's college book.
Since the release of his book, Davis says he's made his family proud, adding that he's glad others have found joy in his creation. The book also allowed him to speak to his local church over in Abaco. The young author thanked the many teachers and many others who helped him and left these words of encouragement.
For all those other young men out there are going to be challenges in life that might be hard. But push through. It'll definitely be worth it. Your accomplishments are great.
Reporting for our news, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, words of wisdom. Thanks so much for that report, Berthany. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team